All right, so what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Crystal Monique, and today I just want to do a little behind the scenes of how I get ready in preparation for a shoot. So today I do have a shoot with Miss Swimsuit USA, and today her content will be she is a belly dancer. So we'll be getting some behind the scenes photos and videos of her doing her belly dancing. Pretty simple setup because it's not going to be too intrusive. It is kind of like the dance studio isn't a large space, and I'm going to be doing photos, so I'll be using on-camera flash. I have my AD200 Pro, as you can see up there, and I'll be using it with the EC200, which is an adapter that allows me to keep the battery pack in my camera bag, and I can mount the camera on top of my handle here, like so. So as you can see, I am currently shooting with the Lumis S1R2, and this camera here is my go-to. So I will tell you, I know when it first came out, everybody was talking about the fact that this camera overheats. I also experienced some overheating with this camera, but I'm gonna tell you how I finagled that. So I do use a V-mount battery setup. So I have the small rig 99 watt V-mount battery here, and I also have the Lumix USB adapter. So that is what's plugging my dummy battery into the V-mount. And normally what I do is I could just mount it, attach it to my pants, and have it here. So that gives me unlimited power. Well, I won't say unlimited. It gives me probably about, I want to say 8 hours of power. And it also allows me, because I record externally to an SSD, it gives me all the power that I need to shoot in all of the codecs. So the reason I ended up doing this, and it may not be ideal to some, just because you do see the wires, and it might not be, like I said, ideal to some, but it was my workaround. So I do record externally to an SSD, and with that being said, I discovered by recording externally to the SSD, it didn't give me access to certain codecs. So I do like to shoot in open gate, in that 3x2 open gate, and take full advantage of the full sensor, just because that gives me the opportunity to take my client's content and put it in vertical format and not have to record in landscape and in vertical. So by doing that, I discovered initially that I didn't have access to all of those codecs. So this gave me the power. With that being said, I think to do it, you needed the battery grip. I didn't want the battery grip because, as you can see, my setup is pretty hefty as is, and I didn't want that extended battery grip giving me that extra weight. So it just made it so much easier. I got my V-mount, put my V-mount on my hip, or I have it in my bag, and then I got all access to all of those codecs. So this allows me to be able to record in 6K open gate. Well, actually 8K, because the S1R2 is 8K. So I do have my Lumix S5IIX here on my cinema rig, and in this camera I am recording in 6K open gate. So I do the same with that. I have a V-mount battery there that gives me access to all of the codecs. So again, just a little bit behind the scenes of what I'm going to use today, some of my gear. Right now I have the Sigma 24-70 version 2 2.8 lens on here with the everyday short stash Polar Pro filter on the front of this lens. And I think over here, I have the same setup, but I have the Lumix 24-105 on this camera with the short stash everyday filter on that one as well. I also have my matte box with a CPL1 filter on the front of that. So it's kind of what I'm going to use today. And I'll cut to some of the behind the scenes for today. You guys stay tuned. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. It's your girl, Chris. Peace.